Welcome. Let's dive right into this fascinating explainer. Today, we're unraveling a terrifying mystery lurking in the shadows. We're looking at the legend of a village called Rakkasapura and the story of a deeply misunderstood monster. Seriously, this is a tale that's going to send shivers down your spine and completely change how you look at folklore.
Right off the bat, I want you to think about something. What if the terrifying monster lurking in the shadows, the one everyone is absolutely terrified of, is actually the victim? It's a pretty chilling thought, right? The folklore we've heard for centuries, it might just completely subvert our expectations here. So let's uncover the real truth hidden within this dark mystery.
Section 1. The Legend of Rakkasapura.
We are stepping right into a 2,000-year-old story. This is a village steeped in a bloody, terrifying history where literally every grain of soil holds a deep-seated dread. And at the absolute center of this dread, the Brahma Rakshasa. Now, in folklore, this is an incredibly powerful, ancient, supernatural being. It's this unstoppable force that constantly demands absolute respect and, well, grim offerings from humans. The bond between this entity and Rakkasapura is nothing short of a massive life-and-death struggle. To really wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this threat, we have to look across time. It's like a giant puzzle. Exactly 2,000 years ago, a dark pandemic pact was formed. Then fast forward to 500 years ago, and a horrific child sacrifice takes place. And that brings us to the present day, where our protagonist, Viru, and his friends accidentally trespass into a forbidden bungalow. This threat has literally cast a shadow over the land for millennia.
Section 2. 3 Signs of Doom.
Okay, so the daily anxiety these villagers face is dictated by some truly terrifying rules. Whenever this entity demands a sacrifice, it doesn't just knock on the door and ask nicely. Instead, it gives 3 undeniable, terrifying signs. First, a star suddenly falls from the sky. Second, the lock of the cursed bungalow where it lives begins to literally glow. And third, the earth just cracks open to reveal an ancient emerging scripture. This isn't just some random set of symbols, okay? It's a chilling countdown to a required sacrifice. The moment that scripture emerges from the dirt, absolute panic sets in. It dictates the exact lineage and family of the next human sacrifice. So the villagers are basically forced to make a grim selection, choosing their least needed member, handing them a single lamp, a little bit of food, and sending them alone into the pitch-black bungalow. And if they refuse, the entire village faces total annihilation. No way out. Section 3. The Ancient Pandemic Pact.
So, why on earth did such a bloodthirsty arrangement even begin in the first place? Well, let's travel back 2,000 years. The terms of the arrangement were brutal, but honestly they were crystal clear. The demon said, "I will cure your plague, but I demand food and a human sacrifice whenever I call." 2 millennia ago, this village was being completely ravaged by a deadly COVID-like pandemic. With his people dying left and right, the king made this desperate, unavoidable bargain with the Brahma Rakshasa just to ensure they survived. But here's the catch. The number 500 changes everything. Just keep that number in your head for a second. Exactly 500 years ago, one specific sacrifice completely shattered this ancient pact forever. And whose sacrifice that was? That is the absolute biggest twist of our entire story.
Section 4. Inside the demon's litter. Bringing things back to the present day, what exactly does Viru face when he's forced into that cursed bungalow with nothing but a single lamp? Deep inside, he discovers a hidden cave, and you guys, it is a macabre scene. We're talking ancient skeletons scattered everywhere, rusted weapons, and on the wall, there's this desperate, terrifying message scrawled by a dying soldier. It stands as a horrific testament to a massive, bloody battle that took place between humans and the demon 5 centuries ago. Now, you might be wondering, what was the king's original plan to break the pact during that battle? Well, the strategy was actually to weaken the demon with a special mystical powder and then instantly stab it with 2 separate knives. But the tragic reality went completely sideways. The king only managed to plunge 1 single knife into the demon. Before he could even think about striking with the second one, the Brahma Rakshasa retaliated and literally slaughtered the king and his entire army. It was a fatal, catastrophic mistake. Section 5. The Tragic Secret Revealed. Okay, hold your breath because we have reached the most emotional and shocking turning point of this entire legend. While wandering through that gruesome cave, Viru finds some seriously bizarre clues hidden in the dark corners. He finds an old silver anklet, a few delicate children's toys, and
the tiny skeleton of a 6-year-old child. I mean, ask yourself, how in the world did these innocent little items connect to a monstrous, bloodthirsty demon? It just doesn't make sense, right?
Well, Viru actually finds that missing second knife right there, in the cave. He could have easily charged in, used it, and finally put an end to the weakened monster once and for all. But piecing these weird clues together, Viru comes to a staggering realization. Instead of attacking, he chooses empathy. He literally walks right up to the beast, pulls out the first knife that had been agonizingly lodged in its body for 500 years, and simply shows the demon that little silver anklet.
And the truth? The truth is absolutely heartbreaking. 500 years ago, when that little girl was sent into the dark as a sacrifice, the demon didn't devour her. He loved her. He raised her as his own daughter. He cared for her and fiercely protected her. The whole illusion we had of this mindless, bloodthirsty monster, it is completely shattered right here.
The true tragedy actually happened during the king's ambush. When the soldiers stormed in to kill the demon, a stray arrow struck and killed that innocent 6-year-old child. That horrific lair with all the skeletons, it wasn't just a monster's den, it was a tomb. And the demon's 5 centuries of terrifying wrath, it wasn't malice. It was simply the profound pain and eternal rage of a broken-hearted father mourning his little girl.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a really powerful, provocative thought. Think about it. Who was the real monster here? Was it the terrifying demon who loved and raised a human child as his own? Or was it the selfish king whose blind ambush killed her? It completely challenges how history writes its villains, doesn't it? This isn't just some spooky folklore. It's a mirror held right up to human nature. Keep thinking about that one, and I'll catch you next time for another deep dive.